Hello, welcome to Simply Elegant Essentials by Sanjay. Today I'm going to be using safety cones for the legs of my tables that I'm making today. If you would like to see how this is done, just continue watching. And hey, thanks for joining Simply Elegant Essentials. And if you haven't subscribed or clicked on that notification button as well as that like button, this is the time to do so. To start this project off, you would need to create a pattern so you can cut out your contact paper and your poster board, which will go around the cones. You will start off by creating a triangle with these measurements. The height of it would be 15 inches. The width at the bottom would be 9.5 inches. And at the top, you at least wanted 3 inches. Once you have your triangle, you would measure that paper around the cone. As the paper curved upward, this would help give you the shape of the bottom of the cone. Now, once you have that shape, what you're going to do, you're going to take it off the cone and you're going to press it down and you're going to cut where the fold is. And this would be your shape for the cone. Now, after you have this cut out, you're going to place it on the fold, newspaper or whatever you want to cut it out of, and then it'll give you your one piece that will go all the way around the cone. I used my pattern to cut out my poster board, and then I took my poster board and used it to cut out my contact paper. Once I had my contact paper cut out, I placed the contact paper onto the poster board. Now, to attach my contact paper and poster board to the cone, I used black tape to attach it, and then once I wrapped it completely around it, I used my glue gun to glue it closed. Now, once I had that done, I trimmed the top of it where the top of the cone would be exposed. Now for the base and the top of the legs, I used this plaque that I got from the Dollar Tree, covered it with contact paper. Once I had that done, I placed the cone on top and I screwed holes into the plaque. Now this connects the plaque and the cones together. Now for the bottom of the cone where you saw the orange still remaining, I used contact paper to cover it up. I measured the circle, and once I had my measurements, I cut it out and then I sliced it around the circle so that it can fit snugly around there. Now, what I did later on, because I did not have it at the time I was filming, I got some electric tape and placed around the base of the cone where I made the slits to cover up the slits, just in case I wanted to go without the band that I put at the bottom. Now, because the plaque wood was so thin, I had to use screws that had bolts with them. going to need to cut out 4 ribbons for your band and 4 poster boards. The ribbon is 2 inches wide and 7.5 inches long, whereas the poster board is less than 2 inches wide. However, it's still 7.5 inches long. And the reason why I did that, because I wanted the ribbon hanging a little bit over the poster board so I can use the masking tape to tape the ribbon and the poster board together. To help me put the band onto the top of the cone, I use masking tape to hold it down. Now once I got the band on there like I wanted, I use hot glue to glue it down. You're going to need 4 trims. Each trim is 1/2 inch wide and 8 inches long. I use straws to make these trims. However, if you don't have straws, you can use poster board. Later on in the video, I will show you the technique I use with the straws. For the bottom of the cone, if you're making a coffee table, you need 4 bands for the bottom. If you're making a side table, only 1, and if you're making a console table, only 2. And this is the technique that I was talking about. I flatten out my straws really flat, and then I take masking tape and I lay the straws side by side onto the masking tape, and then I wrap them. As you can see here, that's the same technique I use for the trim on top of the cone. Now if you don't have straws, you can always use poster board and just make your poster board as thick as the straws. Onto the bottom band, I added my Bling Wrap, and this is what it looks like when I finish adding it. I placed all 4 cones on the floor and added my glass table to make my coffee table. I added bumper protectors and gold pad between the cones and the glass. When I made my first set of legs for my console table, I connected the cones before I decorated them. However, this was not a good idea because you have to do a lot of pulling and tugging. Connect your cones after you decorate them. Also, make sure that you have cut the paper completely from around each cone, that they will have a good connection with one another. And make sure you use a general amount of 6,000 glue to hold your cones together and let it dry overnight. Letting my table dry overnight with the glue, I came back and I added my rhinestone wrap in the center of the legs. For my wooden console table, the wood that's on top was something that I did 6 or 8 months ago and covered it with contact paper. So this is why I'm not demonstrating how I covered the console table with the marble contact paper. For my wooden tabletop, to connect it to my legs, I use corner brackets. Underneath my legs in the box, I placed wood on each side where I will be screwing in the corner brackets. For my side table, I added a round glass tabletop, and I also added a glass tabletop for one of the console tables. I think these tables are simply elegant. Don't you? Let me know in the comment box what you think. Have a great day.